That's in from the side, ref.
We are back with another episode of In From the Side after a very, very disappointing and frustrating weekend. We're going to get into it. Welcome
Tumultuous.
back. Welcome back, Matt Rhodes.
G'day, mates. How are you?
Yeah, you really want to know?
Yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's have this therapy session as we need to.
It's I think I speak for most South Africans. I think we all the word that comes to mind is frustrated, right? Rassie said it. John de Villiers said it in the Super Sports studio. We're all very frustrated. So I think to summarize how South Africans feel, we're all very, very frustrated. And for the folks out there, if you want to understand the South Africans' mood, nothing sort of captures that better than Rassie's reaction during the game. Have a look. Yeah, that is Rassie clearly spelling out how South African fans are feeling. If you're not from South Africa, don't worry about it. I've got a Dutch neighbor, Matt, and she was thinking that I was calling my cat the whole day because of how that word was used during the week. Frustrated, mate.
Yeah.
Frustrated. I don't even know where to start. It's like I remember one Christmas when I was a kid. We had the whole family together and aunts and I was so excited about Christmas, and then one of my aunts gave me soap on a rope, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this? And it felt like that. We were so excited. Christmas came early, and then there was no present, and it was a little bit shit.
She maybe thought you were going to end up in prison and never drop the soap, big homie.
Well, yeah, it's not too late.
It's not too late. Do you know what it is? I said before, I don't want this to be a damn squib. And from a South African perspective, at least, it was. From a neutral perspective, if you follow egg chasers, which I do, and if you don't, you should, a very good sort of representation of, what it's like to see it in real terms immediately after the game, get the finger on the pulse. His immediate aftertakes were, the intensity factor, the hype factor was amazing. And from a neutral's perspective, it was a great game. From a South African's perspective, it wasn't. It was a shit game. It was a shit game from our perspective because all that we were hoping for, or that we were hyping for, not hoping for, but hyping for, didn't come to fruition. And so everything that could go wrong did go wrong in terms of the context of the game. And we walk away empty-handed once again from Eden Park, where it was there for the taking. And by virtue of how we played, had we just been more clinical, like we've been saying for like so many weeks now, we had every opportunity to take the scalp, and we didn't. We just... So again, they disappointed themselves, but they disappointed us. Yeah,
absolutely. Before we get into why the game stunk and why South Africa didn't pitch, let's just give credit to the All Blacks. Right
100%.
Off the bat, we're not going to be bad losers. They deserve to win.
Yeah.
They outplayed us. They out-strategized us. If you look at their first two tries, it was clearly planned out. Like if you look at Narawa's try, they knew the rush defense was going to put pressure on them and try and smother Bodie. And it opened up all that space. And Villy is erratic at best, and he got caught out. And even worse than that, what made it even worse, and I don't want to, moan about Villy, he's a legend of the game. But
you can.
No, he fell over his own feet. But what made it even worse was how Cheslin bought that dummy. I mean, Kanan had Will Jordan covered on the inside.
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know. It was behind him.
You
anyway.
Commit to the tackle. You don't go for the intercept if it's 2-on-1. Come on. That is a schoolboy error. So I think overall, the Springboks just had a bad day, but the All Blacks were accurate. They were pumping. I mean, Tupu Vai was smiling every single time we made a mistake or we did something or they won the ball. Like, they were in our face. They fronted up. Everything, you said it before the show, everything we said the Springboks should do, it's as if the All Blacks listened to us, and they did exactly that.
And we're not trying to be arrogant, but everything that we said that our Springboks should do in order to beat the All Blacks, and everything that the All Blacks would need to be lacking in order for us to take a dub, to take the W. They fronted up and we didn't. And so, are they listening to us and are our boys not? Who knows? But like,
I'm sure there's smarter people behind the scenes.
Honestly. So, I think it can't be understated the impact of Wayne Smith. Obviously, he's been a consultant to them. Am I getting it right? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
Because Wayne Smith is a consultant to them. I think he was consulting. Then he got drafted in for the game. It was very interesting to see him sitting one layer behind Rassie. Obviously, he was very... not Rassie, sorry. Razor. He was very influential in Steve Hansen's teams. I think he's won World Coach of the Year before. And there just seemed to be, within the All Blacks, composure. Which they hadn't been for a while. So what I want to give the All Blacks credit for is they played to the conditions. They played with cool, calm heads. They fronted up in every position. They kicked when they were supposed to kick. They ran when they were supposed to run. And when pressure was there, they put pressure on, and then they maintained pressure. Everything that we said we wanted the Springboks to do, they did to us, and they did it with great effect.
Yeah, and how did we win the World Cup? I know it wouldn't be a show with two South Africans if we don't bring up the World Cup, right? But how did we win that? Because we won key battles in some of those knockout games.
They won all the key battles.
Like, and that's what happened on Saturday. Yeah. Like Ardie Savia, Parker on the side of the scrum. These guys were, pressure in the line out. Vai was very, very potent.
Vai was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. But it's as if they didn't pressure us all the time. They knew exactly when to pressure us and when to go for the ball and when to contest the ball on the ground. So they bossed us at the breakdown. I don't think that balance in the loose trio has now proven not to work. I know we said we like Sia at 8 because he played well for the Sharks. I don't think he's an international 8. Let's just call it. He's an open side flanker. I'm glad Jasper's back.
I'm so glad Jasper's back.
We'll get to the team.
To give credit to New Zealand, where we said we needed them to be more dominant in New Zealand was at the breakdown, was to silence their loose trio, was to put pressure on them early and to keep pressure and to use scoreboard pressure and to play the positional play and to win the aerial battle. And on all of those things, I think they beat us. They were better at the breakdown. We didn't dominate. They fronted up in the scrum well enough that we weren't dominant. I mean, we had that one scrum where we obliterated them.
Just when Wilco came up. But then again, you ask the question, why didn't he start? I don't know. We can go on about the selections. I've been hammering on about it for the last month or two, where I said it's great. You're building player depth. I think between 2024 and 2025, we've probably used around 65, 70 players now.
All good players.
In both seasons.
All good players.
Given them caps, given them a go. I think it's to the detriment of the team currently. Just chopping and changing every single week. I think there's a balance between blooding young players, giving them an opportunity like an Ethan Hooker or a Tetsuka that we saw earlier in the year. Like, give them an opportunity. But you need continuity. It doesn't matter how much you practice together. It doesn't matter how many games you've played together. You need a team as a unit. You need minutes on the field. And I think that's showing. It's like, how do we go from the test at Ellis Park against the Aussies, where we ran everything for 80 minutes. We hardly ever kicked for position. We were all shouting, just consolidate and kick and play more pragmatic, which they didn't do, to 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later in Auckland. There's no attacking skill. We hardly create any opportunities in the back line. We kick everything. And that was just typified by us attacking on the 22 and Andre Pollard kicking an up and under 22 meters from the line. I mean, are you that bereft of ideas or game plan to actually just put a move together and put players into space?
It seemed like we lacked leadership, which is very, very concerning given the amount of experience that was on the field.
Yeah.
On paper, it looked like the players that have been picked, which is in direct contrast to this weekend's team, which we'll talk to next, but the players that were picked last week were picked based on talent, capability, and skill, sure, but also on experience. It was like, this is a team based on all their caps collectively that can, win at Eden Park, right?
Yeah.
And there were times throughout the game where I was just going, can one of you just pull the buggers in and have a chat? Eben didn't, right? I thought Ruaniki had a decent game. Our line-out was a little bit better because he was in it. But there were really key figures throughout the entire team that have, most of whom are double World Cup winners, and no one was really speaking. Vili, we thought, would come in from the back. He's such a inspirational player. He apparently is very vocal and talk, but it didn't look like he did any of that. Andre wasn't really talking much from what I could see. Excuse me, to Grant. He wasn't like bossing or educating Grant on when to kick, when not to kick. All it seemed like up until the 60th minute is that we were kicking the ball away, trying to employ an aerial battle, which we weren't winning. When Narawai went off after his try and Damien McKenzie came on, like that was a stroke of genius for them, because he was amazing under the high ball.
Yeah, which he is.
But like
we should have changed our game plan.
We should have changed our game plan. And this has been one of my concerns around leadership. Now, I don't know if it was because Sia wasn't captain and Jesse was, that Sia was trying to support Jesse and Jesse didn't step up. Now, I don't want to be critical of Jesse, but I didn't see him that much pulling the boys in, going, we're going to change this, we're going to do this. In games like that, when things are not going your way, and I've said this before in other shows, you want rugby thinkers to sit there, analyze the game in real time and go, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
And all it seemed to do is we picked the strategy before the game. We looked at the conditions. We were good under the high ball the week before. They weren't, so we're going to try that. And 60 minutes in, we're still trying it. And all we're doing is kicking the ball away. They're gaining possession and running back at us. And the scoreboard pressure is building and building and building. Now, we did well to get back into the game, and we were so close to making it an even contest right at the death. But I think we should have put that game away.
Yeah, and I know a lot of South Africans out there will complain about Carl Dixon's performance. Look, he was inconsistent, and that didn't help us in our frustration. Do we blame the ref for the result? No. I think we've won tests with worse refs. Making bigger mistakes. There were some inconsistencies which frustrated me.
Yeah.
Case in point, how long or how quickly it took to blow for advantage. There was a All Black knock-on early in the game, 50 minutes in the game. Kane and Moody picks it up, just kicks it directly into Beauden Barrett's hands. The ref immediately says advantage over. Bodie reciprocates with a 50-22, and from that line out, Will Jordan scores. So if you think about it, there was actually no advantage for us. We just gave the ball away, and they had a great attacking opportunity where if he had waited 20 seconds, he could have said, okay, well, guys, you didn't get the advantage. Let's come back for the scrum. I'm not saying that he cost us the game. I'm just, there were some things that I thought right at the end, 78 minutes, high tackle on Jan Hendrik Wessels. Like, it was in front of him and the touch judge. No one saw it.
Sure.
In any normal game, there would have been a yellow card to Tokeahu, but no one blew it.
I think we can sit here and analyze the ref's performance. I think the more important thing to do is to analyze our own performance, right? And
totally agree.
And
just had to get that off my chest.
No, mate. And that's fair. The way that we played on the weekend was so frustrating. I think let's take the ref out of the game. You got to play above the ref. We entered their 22 4, 5, 6 times and walked away with no points.
Every time we lost the ball in their 22.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But like, there is a lack of clinical focus in our team at the moment. And it just makes me feel like we're clutching at 6s and 7s, like clutching at straws. And you think, like, what are you doing? You're world champions. You're back-to-back world champions. I feel like there's a hype that teams buy into. You look at Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson, the Chelsea under Mourinho, the way they were at home, they had like an unbeaten record. Man City under Pep Guardiola, Real Madrid, Barcelona, all these teams where they just have this aura of invincibility, where no matter what time it is, it could be overtime, it could be in 92, 93, 94 minutes, they still believe they're going to win it, right? And up until recently, there was this factor within the Springboks. genuinely believed that no matter who we came up against, we're going to win today. And then we took one knock from the Aussies, one loss, which made it 9 out of 10. And it feels like the Prince Nassim effect. So Prince Nassim Ahmed, for those who don't know, amazing boxer and he was winning everything, and hence the name Prince Nassim. And then he got smashed on the jaw once and crumbled and then just lost all confidence. And it feels like that with the Springboks at the moment, where we've had one loss, we all of a sudden don't know ourselves, and it's like, boys, you're back-to-back world champions. Like, why? You should have been going in, looking at that game against New Zealand and going, we know ourselves. We know how we play. We know how we play wins matches. We've done it consistently for the last, coming up to 8 years plus now. We are world number one, which we were recently. They've taken that title from us, and
Deservedly so.
And deservedly so. But it's like, we know how to win. We're gonna do this today. And yet, the way that they're playing at the moment, they look desperate. They look like the big game temperament got to them. They came to the game with all this hype around Eden Park, and just this whole thing around like this frenzy. And, there was no composure throughout. We didn't lose. We didn't win the breakdown. We didn't dominate. We didn't get our set piece right. We didn't know when to pick to kick or run. Our centers were really taken out of the game. Our wings didn't have much effect. Villy was nowhere. And you think to yourself, you're world champions. So, the Prince Nassim effect can be permanent, or it can last for a very short period of time. You just have to find it within yourself to realize that confidence and go, we are who we are because of what we've achieved, and we can achieve that again. Form is temporary, class is permanent, and they are a class team.
Class is permanent, and look, I feel for the boys, because there's no Springbok that runs onto the field to go and lose the game. They would feel this a lot more than we would, right?
Sure.
Similarly after the Australian test. But it's amazing what 12 months in sport does, because 12 months ago, Australia couldn't buy a victory. Fast forward 12 years, they beat us at Ellis Park.
12 months, yeah.
They 12 months, sorry. And they play Argentina at home. They were trailing by 3 points. Time up on the clock, they get a penalty. Harry Wilson's like, fuck it, go for the corner. We're going to score a try. And you can see him amping up his team saying, we're going to score now. But
not once, but twice.
But he had that belief because they had a plan.
Yeah.
He knew what they had to do to go and score a try. They weren't just trying whatever, like they felt, single runners, trying to bash over. You could see like they built up to get Angus Bell over the line. He knew they were going to score that try. And that was us 2 years ago at the World Cup. So I think truth bomb time, Matt. A couple of truth bombs for us and for South African fans. We're not the best team in the world currently. Let's just admit that. We are a team in transition. I think if we carry on with the older legs, as great as they were, they won us 2 World Cups, they are legends of the game, the more we pick players on loyalty, the more we're going to be in trouble. I think we have to accept that 2024 and 2025, Rassie is casting the net wide to see who the next sort of young group of players are that's going to come through. It would not surprise me if he ditches the rotation policy next year, because the All Blacks are going to South Africa for a 3-test tour. That series we can't lose. We have to win that series. And then going into the World Cup the year after. So I think he's taken these 2 years, and maybe in the back of his mind is saying, yes, of course we want to win. We want to win the Rugby Championship. We want to win every test. But I'm willing to sacrifice that to blood some players. I think he's still trying to figure out what he's already thinking. I mean, listen to every single press conference he does. He references 2027 on a daily basis. That's the plan.
Sure.
So my hope is that we get through this difficult period. It is going to be a transition. I think there's older players, Bongi, Franco Mostert, maybe JC, maybe Eben, maybe Sia. We don't know, that we're going to see less and less and less as part of this team over the next 2 years going into the World Cup. Their roles might also change. How impactful will Malcolm Marx and Eben be with their older legs if they only play 30 minutes towards the end of the game? We saw what an impact Eben made against the Aussies when he came onto the field, scored a try that sort of sealed a victory in Cape Town. Maybe that's the way we need to go. pick these experienced guys to come and close out a game for you and start with some more youthful energy in that team.
Yeah, I think, look, I've said this consistently over the last few episodes and what we said, better to lose the battle and still win the war. And if that's Rassie's approach, in Rassie we trust. If he's willing to take a few, jabs to the chin now to iron out all the kinks so that we come into a World Cup and then do our three-peats, then the ends justifies the means and happy for it. But you're going to take some pain because a lot of people are staring at us, pointing the finger, and the South African public, as supporters, we're accepting, but also we're a little unforgiving when we know the standard that which we can play, and yet then we don't play that standard.
It's no different to All Black fans, mate.
100%.
I mean, they lost to the RGs, and if you looked at on social media and their podcasts and stuff out there, they were crucifying them.
100%.
They were saying if Razor loses to the Springboks, he needs to go. I mean, they are way less accepting than we are.
And
so I think it's fine for fans. We're just passionate. We just want the team to do well, and when they don't, we're going to have something to say about it.
And it's a nice segue. Fair play to Razor. Fair play to his backroom staff. They were all under pressure. They effected a win against what was the world number ones, now world number twos, and back-to-back world champions. They held their fortress. There was lots of questions around Scotty Barrett. I thought he was immense.
He was good.
Yeah, like he was in the referee's ear, very present. He had an immense game. Like they, to a man, played outstandingly well. And it was almost as if they knew, in order for us to maintain our record here, this is the level we have to play at. And they all stepped up and they all played to that level.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on, Matt. Woo. That is Saturday. Done and dusted. We've licked the wounds.
Mate, I feel like you and I have both just got a lot off our chest.
It's therapy. This is therapy for us on a Monday, good or bad. So
I think you'll find this is therapy.
This is therapy. Yeah, we are enjoying the last little bit of brandy, but Matt will hook us up this week. So let's move on, Matt. Let's park that therapy done and dusted. Let's look forward to next week because there is another opportunity. And we're lucky, we're filming on a Monday, and Rassie's already announced the team.
Thanks for being in New Zealand and being ahead of us and giving us time.
Yeah, it gave us some time to, wholesale changes, which is it's not unexpected because this is what Rassie's been doing for the last 2 years. But I think this time he's sending a clear message.
Is it though, or is it just him being consistent around his whole rotation policy?
He said it directly after the game. He said, we already had a team in mind for the second test. We're going to make some changes. So nice. I think he's sending a clear message to say, I don't care about personality. I don't care about caps. I don't care about experience. No player is above the team. And if you're not performing, you're going to get the chop. I think looking at that team, and we're going to run through it now, someone like Malcolm is maybe a little bit lucky to not have got the chop. If we had more...
You said he was very magnanimous and humble.
He took it on the chin.
He took it on the chin and he said that he should have played better and his standards are better.
Only hit 40% of his lineouts. I mean, that is not acceptable for a world-class player. Moving on swiftly.
We'll go from 15 to 1
this time. Who's the team that's going to smash the All Blacks by 10 points on Saturday?
So we're going from 15 to 1 this time. Apalele Fassi comes in for a very... vacant, wayward, and sort of missing on the back of a milk carton, Willie Leroux. So Willie, sorry, that's a bit harsh, but Willie didn't step up, didn't play well.
No, he made up the numbers.
He made up the numbers, unfortunately, on last week's game, and so he's out. He's not even on the bench. Apalele comes in. Apalele has been playing exceptionally well. Had a bit of a blip in his last game, went a bit nowhere. This is your opportunity. Cheslin, retains his position.
I mean, he didn't do much wrong, but he hardly had the ball, so he didn't have an opportunity. So
you can't really, but this is the thing: you can't really point the finger at him and say that you didn't perform. And if you're going to pick someone to retain their position, Cheslin's up there. So he stays. Interesting pairing in the centres. So
very interesting.
Kane Moody retains his position in the team, but he comes from wing to take that 13 position. Jesse, who was captain, she gone. That's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. Your man was given the captain's armband. Didn't really shine, didn't do much, didn't really have a voice in the game. There were a couple of moments later in the game where he was in the ref's ear, but didn't lead by example, didn't have a captain's knock, and so he falls foul of that, and he's not even on the bench. So Kane Moody in at 13, Damian Willemse drafted in at 12.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, that really was.
If Willemse came in at 15, I would have said, great, he just came back from injury. He didn't do much off the bench against the Aussies at Ellis Park, but he's such a talent. I'm a huge fan. He's been playing fairly well at that inside channel for the Stormers when he linked up with Sasha. I'm looking forward to that combo, that 10-12 combo, causing some damage. Personally, I think Kane Moody's future is at 13. I think he's the long-term successor. Get him in there now. We actually have nothing to lose because no one's expecting us to win. So you can actually tell these guys, go out there, enjoy it, give it your all. Play some rugby and see what you can do. But it's an exciting combo. I like that.
I do. I think it's very unfair of Damien de Allende to get dropped and to be dropped entirely from the team, because I don't think, look, he didn't have the most outstanding game. No one did, but I don't think he played badly. Like when he had the ball in hand, he looked industrious. He tried to do things. He hit up like as hard as he could with what was around him, and he didn't get a lot of the ball because it got kicked away a lot. But I thought that was an unfortunate result that he gets dropped from the team.
Yeah.
That being said, Damian Willemse has got all the talent in the world.
Oh, such a good player.
At 10, at 15, you can stick him on the wing. He's utility. So, like, chuck him in there. What can he do with Sasha feeding him the ball? Like, that's going to be amazing.
I'm looking forward to just a little bit of creativity. I mean, we were forcing 50-50 passes, which again frustrated the hell out of me because it wasn't on. With these two guys, I've got that picture in my mind where Sasha puts Damien into Willemse into space. He just gets his arm around the tackle, pops it to Kane, and I've got that mental picture already. So, and then your mate on the left wing, Ethan Hooker.
Somewhat controversially, I maybe would have done it the other way. I maybe would have had Ethan Hooker at 12 and Damian Willemse at 11. I think Damian...
he's never played. He's never played wing before.
He's never played wing.
Maybe as cover coming off the bench, but...
Correct us if we're wrong. I'm pretty sure he has. But
you're talking to the Oracle, mate. I'm pretty sure he's never been picked on the wing. That I'm pretty certain of. I'm sure he can do a job there.
Do you know what? Fair play. Ethan coming in at 11. Ethan was strong when he came on. Again, he didn't have a lot of the ball in open play.
I thought he brought a lot of energy to the back line, which was good to see him with Sasha. It's just unfortunate. It's an experience thing, but with Quinn Tupia's try, he was sort of caught out of position. He rushed up and he created space on the outside. But apart from that, good to have him, give him a go. Let's see what he can do.
And then the 9-10 combination of Sasha, Feinberg, and Gomezulu and Kobus Reinach. I want to say Kobus Reinach has been solid. Every single time he's come on the field.
He's had a good season, yeah.
Yeah, there was a moment where the try that you just mentioned, he's running across cover. He could have maybe just not charged out wide. But again, if you're trying to get out there to protect what's out in the wing and then they cut in, that's what happens. I like the 9-10 combo where you've got the inexperienced 10 and the experienced 9, or vice versa, which was supposed to happen with Andre and Grant last week. That being said, if you look at Sasha, Ethan, Kanan, and Apelele,
youthful backline.
Cheslin and Damien, they've done it all, but that backline is youth. There's a bit of experience in some key positions. As we said, Kobus at 9, Damien at 12, and then Cheslin on the wing at 14. And so many interchangeable positions. Cheslin can play 15, Kanan can go on the wing, Damien can go at the back, he can also play 10, Sasha can go at the back, Ethan can go centre if he wants to. So
we can switch it up.
Yeah,
all those guys are pretty versatile.
You're right. Kobus Reinach at 9, with who's coming on? Grant Williams to replace him from the bench. Let's look at the forwards. We got Jasper Wiese back at 8. Come on.
Just having a recognized
Out
number
and out.
8, and out ball carrier that's going to bash it up, that can actually go toe to toe with Satiti and Sevilla. I'm super happy. Let's hope he keeps his discipline and he doesn't do something stupid again. But I'm super excited. I mean, he must be really hungry to get onto the field and make a bit of an impact. I'm happy he's back.
Peter Steff at 7, Sia at 6.
But doesn't that trio just feel a lot more balanced than what we had last week?
That is the best back trio that we have in South Africa, in my opinion. Ruan Nokia retains his position at 5. I thought that's deserving.
At set piece, I mean, I actually feel a lot calmer with him if he's in the line out, because he just contests the line out and he feels more secure, even with Malcolm at hooker. So yeah, happy to give him another go. I think he might be our first choice number 5 at the next World Cup.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that because again he gives confidence in that position. Eben was alongside him in the beginning in the last game. Eben gets dropped, not even on the bench. For me though, to see Achia coming in as a replacement on the bench, I'm very, very happy about that.
Yeah,
so
I think he should have been in the squad last week.
Correct. So you've got Ruan at 5 and then Luat Diaga at 4. Luat, for me, seems... I know he's got history and like he is tried and tested, but he's been coming back into the fold. And it's almost as if, right, you've got the starting position now. Iben's been effectively dropped. You and Ruan, you're also a set-piece specialist. That's an area that we are lacking in. Go and, like, dominate that for us. And with then Achia coming in as the replacement for one or both of them, like, whoever goes off, Peter Steff can move into the locking pair. I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So
happy with that.
100%.
Okay.
Front row. We remain Thomas du Toit, Malcolm Marx, and Oxen Chair.
Same front row.
Same front row.
And they did well. I mean, Thomas didn't scrum as well as Wilco did, but he got around the park and at least there was parity. Like he gave,
they didn't have much impetus.
No, he gave De Groot a couple of hot, but he gave away 1 or 2 scrum penalties. So I'm looking for an improved performance from Thomas. We say this every week. Like, he's so great at club level. We just want him to dominate the same way he does for Bath at Springbok level. And hopefully now he's getting a second bite at the apple. He proves it.
Malcolm just needs to get a set piece right. Like, I know he got his try, and I said he was due a try.
He also missed the tackle on Will Jordan, so it's sort of that cancelled his try out. So he cancelled out his own try. He made up for the missed tackle on Will Jordan.
Yeah. But look,
we know Malcolm's a better player than what he showed on the weekend. So again, big challenge to him. Prove us wrong. I literally said, I said to my brother on Sunday, it's like, Johan Grobelaar's playing Currie Cup rugby for the Bulls. We know what a good player he is. Like, why is he not part of the mix? What did he do to fall out of favour? He's a decent player. Why is he not there? If we're struggling with set piece, get a booker that can throw in a solid ball into the line out. So pressure's on Malcolm. Again, double World Cup winner, great player, but no one is, immune to being dropped.
Right. So look, I mean, Thomas du Toit, Malcolm Marx, Oxen Chair, formidable front row. We need Malcolm to start throwing the ball in proper. We got Manus van der Merwe, Jan Hendrik Wessels, Wilco Louw and Achia Snyman coming in. Kwacha, when he came on, just, again, missed the impact.
Apart from the yellow card, he made a massive impact. Like, he brought a lot of energy.
Yeah. And the yellow card was just stupid.
Yeah.
Peter Steff du Toit's playing of the 9 was just stupid. Like, it's like, boys, you're double World Cup winners. Play within yourself. Trust in your systems. Trust in the defense. And it kind of begs the question as well, is our defense lacking and do we need Jacques Nienaber back?
I was literally thinking the same thing. It's like, does Rassie break the bank? But again, I don't want to go down another rabbit hole. Do we not have too many coaches? Like, can you tell me honestly what Mzwandile Stick's role is? what Jerry Flannery's role is. Who's really looking after defense? Is Don Heeman coaching the forwards, or is he just the scrum coach? Like, where does Felix Jones fit in? What is his role? Is he just more like a technical advisor looking for opportunities on where to attack? Like, there's a lot of cooks, you know, and are they spoiling the broth? But does Rassie say, let's bring back my mate? Because it's almost as if Jacques is the one voice that will keep Rassie honest and will challenge Rassie, and vice versa. It's like they bring out the best in each other. And I know Mark Keohane and Zellum Nell on their podcast, they've been saying this for weeks now. Bring Ninaber back, break the bank, get him back, you know, and then we'll win the World Cup. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he comes back, finishes the season with Leinster, and then comes back.
And then comes back to win a three-peat. So what you're saying is too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, mate. I'm asking questions. I don't have the answers. Yeah. That's where we are with the Boks team.
We are usually so formidable from a defensive perspective, and yet we're leaking tries that we wouldn't normally leak.
Yeah.
Mani Libbok then on the bench. Maybe on the bench, coming from the bench. Andre Esthuizen then coming in, playing utility. He can play in the forwards and in the backs. So what does that mean?
Okay, quick prediction. That's the team. I've got 2 predictions, and I'm going to be a dick now.
Go on.
I'm going to be a big dick.
You're going to be a prediction.
I think the All Blacks are beatable, even though we lost. And I'll take it on the chin. There's nothing that suggests that they are impossible to beat in New Zealand. I think they're very beatable. The fact that we played as poorly as we did and still got to within 7 tells me that they're a very beatable side.
We lost that game rather than them win. At the
I
end of
don't
the
want
day,
to take anything away from them.
Fair play to them, they won the game. But given how many times we entered their 22, how many times we coughed it up, how many times we had certain tries, and again, this was the same with the Aussies as well. We weren't clinical, like we just looked desperate at times, and it's just, if we could firm things up, we would have smashed them.
Can I get back to my prediction?
Go on.
Okay. If we do all of those things that we've been saying for the last hour, Matt, I think South Africa can win. I think definitely we can win if these guys fire. So my prediction is Boks by 3 or 4 points.
Sure.
If we lose it, it's going to be because Mani Libbok misses a penalty to win the game.
Ooh.
So that's my other call. It's like it's going to be close again. If we lose it, it's going to come down to a kick. I'm calling it early. Yeah, it's going to be close. What do you think?
Cape Town in September.
We've got a good record there, right?
Cape Town.
We've won there twice. Well, one was at Athletic Park, but we've won there and then drew in 2019. So the last 2 times we've played there, we didn't lose.
Yeah, Cape Town in September still. Mm-hmm. So if we can get ourselves firing, I reckon we win by 7+.
Ah, we got there. Okay, we got there. 7+. That's a big score.
I reckon it'll be. Oh, let's go. I reckon it's going to be 32-23.
Well, there's an old rule is to beat New Zealand in New Zealand, you've got to score 30 points. So I'll take that. And cue all the comments now in the comment section telling us how delusional we are because we just lost.
Come on!
And now we're picking a Springbok win again. But I honestly believe that the All Blacks are,
fallible.
They're very fallible. They're very beatable. But as you can see, even though we lost at Eden Park for the millionth time, we are super excited about Saturday's game. As always, we went back into the archives. We picked our 10 greatest moments from this fixture at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington in the Rugby Championship and the Tri-Nations over the last couple of years. Have a look and tell us what you think.
Conradi.
Great work, Springboks. Stolen.
Now for Neerkirk. Conradi again for Pretorius. He's always likely to have a go. And they just hang on. It was Somerville who had to make the tackle. Now Krief. And Krief gets through. And he's gone right past them all. And Werner Krief has scored a brilliant individual try. And Butch James now inside his 22. That's not out. Fielded again by Carter. Puts it on the boot and chases and gets it. McCaw's in. Richie McCaw. The brilliance of Dan Carter. from it, of course, but
Yeah, you got to let it go. You're off your feet.
they decide to go. Ellis gave it off to Carter. This one will land 5 metres in Springbok territory. Macfield up after it. It's been knocked back. Oh, Sivi Vatu absolutely nails him. Joanne Smith. Now here's a chance for John de Villiers. He's got Habana. Trouble here for the All Blacks. Havana chased across by Wolf. That is a brilliant try. Brian Habana scores the opening try.
You're happy, try?
He lays it back for Cowan.
Okay.
Trying to bring it under control. Nonu did pretty well. Now Cowan again. Dag. Beautiful run, Israel Dag. Still going. Israel Dag. Oh, what a try. A step on. As Cowan sends it off to Carter. Clever little kick jabbed in behind. Here's Nonu leading the charge. Well in the 10-metre line, and Cowan is there. Carter running strongly. Still going, Carter. He's mixed up amongst forwards. Now Guildford. He'll be too quick. And Zach Guildford gets his first test try. Not a lot of room in which to move. Andrew Hoare does well to drag it in. Now Muliaina as Jimmy Cowan gets it wide for Jane. A lot of big forwards here, and Corey Jane sees some gaps. Up the middle he goes. He's got Smith with him. He'll do it himself. Corey Jane back to his best.
And he shows everybody what it means as well. Banging that fern on his chest. It was acceleration that took everybody by surprise.
So a lot of big men, midfielders, runners.
Matfield it is, off the top to Pienaar. Pollard, the Mullen charging towards the 22. Now Pienaar, and the little impasse goes. Here's a brilliant run from Hendricks. Oh, what a try! Cornel Hendricks.
Indeed, Nisbo, you called it. What a try. And what was brilliant about that try was not...
15 minutes into the test match. And on halfway, Smith away to Barrett. Here's Crotty going hard at the defence. But again, it's solid from Derlende and from Pollard. Taylor, quick hands to Ben Smith again. And he's got Aaron Smith lined up. And a little halfback's in.
Oh, Ben Smith.
Holding up. Well claimed by LaRue. He's been very good at fullback tonight. Now de Klerk swings it away. And here come the Springboks again. Strong charge there by Pollard. De Klerk. Here's the new man, Schneeman, kits off. Yankees floats the pass to Whiteley. And oh, what a move! Dianchi in again.
Oh, the Springboks have brought some razzle-dazzle to Wellington. Man, that was good.
In this game, only conceded one last week, remember, in Buenos Aires. Up goes the beast. Ball's there for Yankees again. Pollard slips the pass for Inyakani. Now Pollard, quick hands. Here's a chance for Colby. Hasn't had many in the game so far. Smith goes back, loose ball.
Oh!
Try scored.
They'll go up top first, though.
Knock on.
Who did it come off? Absolutely, did it come off Aaron Smith?
So there you have it. We had to go through a lot of tries and a lot of great memories. There was also Peter Rousseau's try in 1998 at Athletic Park. We excluded that because it wasn't at the Westpac
There's so many
Stadium.
others, eh?
But so many other great tries. Matt, which ones do you remember that you enjoyed watching back those clips?
Mate, I loved... Corey Jane was just amazing.
He was.
I loved Corey Jane's fend. That try that you would have seen there, outstanding. He just had so much power. Yeah, he was a standout for me. But the one that was my favorite there was your namesake, Werner Krief.
Yeah.
The way he just charges him, that step off the right, goes under the post. I loved it.
Great memory for a game we lost by 21 points. But anyway, he scored,
Great try.
he scored 1 or 2 tries on the day. I'll go with Herschel Yankees drawing it in 2019. That chip and chase from Cheslin, and then Polly slotting it, to draw the game, which was great. So
Nice.
let's see what happens. Matt, that's the show. Thanks, brother. There was a long one. I hope everyone sat through it. If you did, thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate it, as always. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Click the notification button. Subscribe to the channel, please. We'd like to get more subscribers. Keeps the channel going. Go and follow us.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Twitter.
And, hopefully next week we have smiles on our faces. Cheers.
Cheers.